So I'm breaking down a little bit some of the experience that I had with Stacey Louise Christopher when she engaged in sharing her appreciation of me. She gave it to me and I received it. So if you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and watch it because there's so much in there around the actual dance of giving and receiving. And one of the things that Stacey is so great at doing is creating safety for that to be received. Now, I know myself too. I've worked to receive compliments, to really take in gratitude, and to hear feedback and feed forward in a way that is neutral to me. And Stacey had an ability to create an experience that was different than most other experiences. And I kind of want to talk a little bit here about what she did, my experience of what she did here. And I guess the way that it started, I think we have to start it all over at the beginning. And the beginning actually happened before the invitation was actually made. We had known each other for a while. And she had been involved in a number of experimental conversations that we had around coaching and around inclusion. And we had been participating in a number of different ways. And she said something to the effect of, Nima, I don't know if you really understand the value of what you do or what you do that is different. I told her I didn't. So here goes the first thing then. She came out and said, I would love to create an opportunity to share that with you. Notice that in this moment, she didn't just jump in to just go ahead and start, I'll use the word unloading, her gratitude on me. Instead, she took the time to create a space for that to take place. Now, that time could have happened 1 second later, but she basically asked for permission. Is it all right that I share this with you? And if so, when can I do this? I wasn't expecting it in that moment. And what I do know is as I continue to show up as a thought leader and as I learn how to be more of myself out in the world visibly for you and for others, is that when an opportunity like this comes along for you to get a reflection of yourself, it's usually a rare opportunity that's worth taking. So I agreed to it in that moment, and what we decided to do was to create a separate experience where in a separate time where she could really go ahead and share this. And she put it on my calendar. I gave her a link to my calendar. She put it on. Turns out that it was actually the day of my birthday in the US when she put it on there. And the timing of it couldn't have been even more perfect. But that's for another video. The next experience that we had, so we had the invitation to, and basically asking for permission in order to share, giving me a chance to be a willing participant, and giving me a chance to be in a place where I can actually receive it. And then she invited me into finding an opportunity for that to be shared. And then we ended up on the call that day. And we used a platform I hadn't used before. It was a virtual platform called Be Live. And I'm used to using Zoom and having these conversations kind of like amongst in a smaller group setting. But she had suggested actually a few days before that she had just tossed out, would you want to do this on a live channel? And to tell you the truth, I didn't know what to expect. And I also knew it was different and it felt really edgy. The question in my mind was, who am I to be publicly viewed, especially live, to receive acknowledgement? And the other part of it where it was like, how arrogant and cocky can you be to do that? And knowing that many of my outliers, pioneers, and mavericks face a fear of being arrogant, being cocky, it actually really helped me see like this is probably an edge and opportunity for growth for you. So I agreed to the live stream of it all. What's interesting is that when we got on the phone call itself, she was in no rush she was not attached to having it be a live conversation, even though that was a context that we had established through Facebook. And she spent about 10 minutes really challenging my yes. I was a yes. I was like, let's do this. It's uncomfortable. I don't know what's coming next. And that's exactly why I need to do it. But she spent 10 minutes like really challenging and making sure, like, is this something that you want to do? We can do this on Zoom. We don't even need to do this all together. She gave so many different options for me. And what actually happened was during that 10-minute period, I actually became, my resolve for it became even more strong. I'm like, I know that I want to do this. Like, this is the only way I want to do it now. But I didn't know that coming in. But because she created enough space and enough safety for me to just be in a place to receive, because she knew that, hey, you're about to hear some things that are going to be great, but it can also be a lot. So she created that safety and that space for me. And then she gave me one rule. Well, actually, she gave me one thing before we started. She asked, I'm going to share this with you, but it might get awkward to just receive. So after I share them with you, please go back and just like comment and let me know. And it was important, because up until that point, I was planning on just like being a rock and just absorbing it, taking it in. And she gave me an opportunity to really be in that moment with her and to process what was going on for me kind of in real time. So that was an invitation that she gave me. And it's not about specifically the invitation of the kind of a step of give them a chance to respond back. But we had planned in advance how I can respond when it came to receiving that information, receiving her appreciation. You might decide, if you're doing this, to just let them know, like, it might be a lot coming at you, and it's okay to say nothing at all, or it's okay to say thank you. That feels nice to hear. Or maybe even, can you repeat that? I think I need to hear that again. But what was established more than anything else was just kind of like our protocol, a language, an ability for us to just talk through what's happening as she was sharing the appreciation. And then when we joined the call, she said, I have one rule. And the rule is you can stop at any time. You know, she's like, I know that this is a lot, or it can be a lot. And anytime it gets beyond uncomfortable for you, we can just go ahead and stop. And then she went on. And throughout the process, she was powerful. She stood in all of what she wanted to express to me. And she consistently checked in. Is this all right? Are you ready for the next question? Should we continue? And consistently made me a participant, someone who could choose my own adventure throughout it. At the end, she ended up saying 9 or 10 different things about me. And it was one of the most fulfilling experiences that I've had, because I find it to be such a gift, and also so important to be recognized and to be acknowledged, not just for the accomplishments, but for who you are and how you choose to show up. And Stacey did that there, and she created an experience where that could actually be received. So the next time you have someone where you want to share appreciation with, give feedback to, positive or negative, constructive, let's say that. The next time you have something that you want to create and share with someone, take the time to really create an environment and an experience where they can hear it throughout. I shared Stacey's process here, but I think even though these were the specific things that she did, it really came down to, I want to create so much safety for you that you can just be in this moment and know that at any moment that you want to leave, that's an option too. Consider that the next time you give feedback, or the next time you have something that you want to share with someone. Create the environment, create the safety, and then have them be in a place where they can just receive. It's a beautiful thing. I'm Nemo Ashong, leader of Outliers, Pioneers, and Mavericks. This is just the beginning of a conversation. And I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. I'd love to see how you can go and share your appreciation with at least one person today. If you want to come back and let me know how that went, go ahead and share it with me. But let's make this a practice. Let's really make this a movement. Let's move ourselves to sharing some appreciation today. Be more you. I'll talk to you soon.